Yo, once again, it's your boy Mac 357 and your boy
Big Chuck in the building.
Don't attempt to adjust your cameras. Yes, you're looking at the grinning God, the only grinning God,
Prince of New York.
I'm hungry now.
DJ Self.
Do they deliver?
Yes, actually they do.
Yes,
Okay,
they do.
good.
Yes, they do.
Good.
And I know the owner.
Oh, good. I'm pretty sure.
What you trying to say, son?
No. I'm just saying, like the way you was.
I like to eat.
No, that's not what I was saying. That's not what I was, I'm just saying the way you said the commercial is like, it sound like,
Familiar.
Yes.
Okay. Yo, let's start it off like this. 1996.
Yes.
You are out and about. What made you get on the ones and twos?
This is the true story.
That's what
Keeping
we like.
it real.
That's what we like.
Keeping it real, right?
That's what we like.
So I'm from Brooklyn, New York, right? I'm from a place called Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Copy.
And when I was younger, in my neighborhood, I don't know if they still have those now, but we used to have what was called church parties.
Yeah.
Like the parties they did for the kids, but it was in a church.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play all the curse words and everything, but it was in a church. So it used to be a guy that lived on my block, and he was a DJ. His name was DJ Supreme. I used to notice that we used to go to the party, and I used to come in with a handful of my friends, which was guys, and I leave the same thing with a handful of friends, which was guys. We came and left together, stories all day.
Okay.
I got the girl number, I did this, that. But the guy Supreme used to actually leave with girls. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, I want to be a DJ because he was the one that was leaving with the chicks.
There you go.
So I said, man, listen, I got to be the guy that leave with the chicks. So that's how it happened.
Okay. That's what's up.
That's what started me to be a DJ. Some people gonna sit there and lie, I love the music. Nah, it was just chicks.
Yeah.
Keep it G-real.
I respect it.
Keep it in the field. It was the chicks.
Yeah, copy.
You know what
I
I'm
respect
saying?
it.
Okay.
I respect it.
It was the chicks.
So 1996 is going through. You see my man Supreme. You start to get into the realm of making mixtapes.
No, well, the mixtapes was a well after. Mixtapes, I was never keen on having a job. I just wasn't the greatest guy on having a job. I had one job my whole life, and I've never sold drugs or anything like that. I always hustled music some type of way. So I had the one job I had was in Models. I used to be the guy with the sneaker. I was the guy. What size is your sneaker?
So is that why you did the was it a throwback to when you used to work at Modell's, the referee joint?
Oh no! That was a throw. That was my Halloween costume.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you still had your Modell's outfit.
Nah, Modell's never had the what you call it.
That's right.
That's Foot Locker. This was before Foot Locker.
Dang,
I don't even think Foot Locker was around. Maybe it was. I'm not sure. So I got fired but quit. It's like a quick fire.
Hold on.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it don't. You got fired.
It was like I never used to show up. I was the 13, 14-year-old kid, or maybe 14, 15-year-old kid that used to go into clubs. I used to sneak into clubs,
right.
and how I used to sneak in, I knew the club opened at 11, so I used to be there at 11 because I know that the security and the people who was in charge was a little laxed when you first walk in. You understand? So I was the guy that when the people were setting up, mopping, I sat my butt right there, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that I was inside the club. So in turn, I used to be late going to work, but I didn't care. Or sometimes I didn't even show up. So one day I showed up and I looked at the schedule because they used to have schedules, and I saw my name was still there, but it was no time. You know what I'm saying? But no one said, "Yo, you're fired." Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, so you went over to him and said, "I quit."
No. I just saw that my name had no time.
Oh, okay.
By my name. So once I figured that out, I was just like, "Oh, all right, maybe next week they'll give it to me." But I never came back.
Okay.
So that's why I don't know. Like, it's a fire quit type of thing.
Okay, I got you.
We quiet. That's what you gonna call it. You got quiet.
Yeah. Okay. Quiet. Yes, sir.
Wait, so if that being the case, okay. So after you leave Modell's, now the Gwen and God is doing what?
So then I found the hustle of slinging shirts. So I was the guy that used to be in front of concerts with like the Summer Jam shirts or the T.I. concert shirts and stuff like
go.
that. I was that guy. So, yo, here you go, selling the shirts and stuff. But it was always had something to do with hip hop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I was that guy to create money so I can buy records.
Okay, so you didn't scalp no tickets and nothing like that.
No. I mean, that's what the whole thing.
All right, so you selling the T-shirts.
Yes.
And then you start making mixtapes.
That's when the mixtape thing. So now, a friend of a friend. It was a friend of mine. His name was Nat Nelson. He always get upset because I don't mention him in my story. So Nat Nelson and a guy named Adante Ace introduced me to a guy named Brian. Brian was the inventor of pay-per-view.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and he wanted to invest in hip-hop music. So I don't know if he found these guys or Nat found them. They were the Locks. Then there was a guy named Genovese, and there was a guy named Richie Thumbs, and a guy named Casino. So this was pre Bad Boy.
So this was like, like the Goodfellas before the Goodfellas?
Yeah, they was called Locks Family. That was the name of the
Okay.
crew, called Locks Family. So
Don't come looking for me. I'm just saying.
so they were called Locks Family. So I came up with the idea of, I knew they were so hot in the street, but people didn't want their people wasn't providing the streets with their music quick enough to me. So I made a mixtape called Locks Family. And that's where the mixtape thing for me started. Like it was just like everybody was going crazy for it. I think the only song that was popular at the time that the Locks had was Benjamin's, but it was the first cut of Benjamin's, which a lot of people don't know. It had like no Biggie, no Little Kim.
Correct.
Wow,
it
that's
just
right.
was just, it was Puff and two other guys
Correct.
Right.
that no one knew who they were.
Right.
Wow.
So this was around that time when that kind of like came up.
And I remember both of those cuts. And because
Yes.
when they played the video and I saw Lil Kim and
And
her and Biggie, I was like, what's this? Wait, that's not the song I heard. All right.
So that was how I started doing mixtapes. Then I saw that you can make money off of mixtapes. So I was like, oh, I don't have to do no dumb stuff in the streets. Like I make my mixtapes, get up, go to what they call the Africans, and you go, to
Facts.
Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. You go to the post office, mail out your mixtapes, and
go.
make money like that.
There you
Okay.
go.
So you ended up on Wendy Williams' show. How did that happen?
I forgot about that.
Oh, this is a real interview, just to let you know.
Yeah, so Wendy Williams' husband always got schemes. He's a scheme.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got schemes right now.
He always got schemes. I heard something happened to him recently. And
Yeah.
I didn't.
He went to another girl's house and apparently she got a bump, allegedly.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
And he got his name on the mailbox. Wendy, we're not talking about you. I'm just providing the information.
Allegedly.
Right.
What we heard.
Well, her husband Kevin, said, sought to me that, hey, Self, I think you have talent. Let me manage you. And in turn managing you, I'm going to put you on her show, which was WBLS.
Correct.
So I'll let you DJ there. But he wanted 80% of my revenue.
Yikes.
Now, at the time, I listen, I'm the type of person that, some people say, like, let's say like you laughing, but in the same sentence, I'm a person that, do I want 20% of something or 0 or 100% of nothing?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
got
So
it.
it's like,
Right.
okay, you're getting, duped, but it's like, I ain't doing nothing else at this point.
Right.
You understand? So it's like, okay, cool. But then I didn't have any paperwork with him. So at a certain point, it was just like, all right, I feel that we could renegotiate our deal. He didn't want to renegotiate our deal, so the deal was just left.
So you just left WBLS.
I wasn't on WBLS. I was managed by Kevin, and he let me DJ on Wendy's show. So that's a big difference.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't on WBLS. I was just
on the show.
I was managed by Kevin, and he let me DJ on Wendy Williams' show.
Okay.
Got you. So now, see, I'm the young buck in the
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay.
But we close in age, so like him, he's a little bit. Anyway.
I'm glad. Listen, to keep it G, I'm glad you think of me close of your age. I might be closer to his age than closer to your age.
Nah, actually, I'm I'm 13.
How-
I'm 13 years older than you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
you single digits older than me, so you like my older brother at this point.
No, actually, I might be a couple decades.
Well, it says 80. It says you were born in 86.
Yeah, I know that's what it say. I keep it G real. I'm cool. I don't know where they say that at. I'm keeping it G real. Listen.
Wikipedia got it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm comfortable with my age, and I'm cool with how I am. I'm 40 years old.
Oh, so
You
God
understand?
bless.
Okay.
So y'all
Yeah.
I've been lied to. On the
Yeah, I'm
internet.
cool with my
Dang.
age. You understand? I'm cool. I'm just telling you, I'm doing all this in '96. So you know, I
Yeah,
can't
so
lie
you
to
were
me.
10 years old when
Yeah,
you
I can't be
saw it?
10 years old going to church parties and working in models and sneak. You know, I'm just keeping it real.
I
You feel me? All right.
I was 3, but dang.
Okay. Yeah. So I might be closer to him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It don't. You know, you are. It ain't no
Okay.
So me 2009. I was a junior in high school.
Got you.
Swag Surfing remix with Fab, Jewels, Red
Cafe, and Mano. Yes. Still to this day.
Please,
A banger.
please tell me how that banger just came about.
Oh, all right. Well, I in my life I've always tried to figure out ways to do something different, and I try to teach people that's around me like try to do something different. So I was fortunate enough to travel outside of New York, and it was a gift and a curse. A lot of times when I was younger, people would say, "Oh, you playing all that down south music? You playing all this music from the south?" Blah blah blah. So I had to figure out a way that New Yorkers would accept the music that I fell in love with while I was going down south. In '98, I used to go to a thing called Freaknik.
Yeah.
I've heard of those.
So, and I used to hear a lot of music, and I'm like, damn, I had heard the Master P's, I heard Outkast, Goody Mob, Pastor Troy. I said like a lot of music, and I'm like, yo, and you see the reaction to the crowd to it. So I said, let me figure out a way that I could bridge the gap where my New Yorkers could come to could get played in the South, and the South get played in New York, because every time I went to out of town and they said New Yorkers in the building, they would play the same 4 records. They would play Get Money, Whoa, and Benjamins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. So it used to be the same records, like even up to recently, like they still play those same records. So I had to figure out a way to bridge the gap. So on Swag Surfing, a guy that used to manage the Fly Boys, he's from Brooklyn. Okay. So he was very cool with me. He was just like, yo, I got this record. It's going to be crazy, blah, blah, blah. So at the time I was very tight. I'm still tight, cool, but I was tight with Fab. So once Fab was our key person. Once I got Fab, it was easy grabbing everybody else. And then I formed a relationship with Jewel. So it just kind of like fell into play. And I just wanted a song that us New Yorkers could have, that we could play it up north and in the South, and everybody loves it.
With it. Right. That's what's up, man.
Where you went to school at?
I went to Iona Prep.
Okay.
Up in New Rochelle.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
See, so just I mean, like I said to you now, people who listening and not been into music for a long time, it used to be a sin for New Yorkers or up northers to listen to Southern music. You know what I'm saying? So for even you telling me that you used to like Southern music at that time, shows me that what I was trying to accomplish got done.
I mean, speaking of Southern music now, like
but before we get to that, what we're gonna do is take a quick station.
Can we play the barbecue commercial again? Very tasty treats.
We're gonna get into a joint by Driz, and Chapo, aka Jim Jones, which I'm telling you, this is gonna be a banger. So listen out for it right now.
This is Jim's song or is Driz song?
It's Driz with Chapo on it. Yo, once again, it's your boy Mac 357 and your boy
Big Chuck in the bill.
Yo, once
what's
again,
the 357? That's like a gun?
I actually own a 357, but that's not the reason why. It's actually for my fraternity that I'm in.
Oh, what's the name of the fraternity?
He belongs to the same one, as you can see that symbol on his neck.
Okay.
I happen to be a Mason.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you threw him in the mix. I was talking about you, though, actually.
No doubt.
Listen, Gwen and God.
No, I'm just trying to figure out, like, would you need a backup or something like that?
Didn't I tell you he was trouble?
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, like, he needed backup or something like that.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay. Got you.
Anywho, listen, back to your life story. So.
Well, listen, if there's somebody tuning in, it's DJ Self, the Gwen and God.
Yeah.
All right, Gwen and Entertainment. Power 105.1, Love and Hip Hop New York. 'Cause I just want to make sure, just in case somebody just started switching in and stuff like that. They be like, who's this kid over here?
I know at Power 105 you used to doing that, but I was about to get ready to do that.
No, actually, you said back to your life story. That's what you just said.
Right.
People want to take. You just said,
There's always a DJ South in the building.
Red hat, my man.
There's always a DJ South in the building.
All the time.
So like I was saying.
Got you.
All right. Power 105.
Yes. Well,
Love and Hip Hop.
Okay, we skipping. All right, let's do that. Don't worry about it. Let's go. Let's do that. Got you.
Gwynn Entertainment.
Yes. But we did that already. Now we wasting time.
Okay. This hate is real in the building. Listen, so what made you want to having a job that you currently have and that you love doing, and we see you every night talking about many different topics?
Radio.
Yes.
Well, as a DJ, I feel like radio is like the NBA. Like, and that's just my thoughts. I mean, I don't know if I'm talking for every DJ, but especially at the time when I got on radio, it was like, you know, you to feel like you've made it, you want to get on radio, right, or commercial radio. So it was just like, it was just natural for me to, you know, work hard to get on natural radio. Throughout my whole life, I was trying to get on Hot 97 a lot, and I felt like, you know, some powers that be that kept pushing me away and different things. Like why, I don't know. But so it was like, you know, it was just a struggle, which lead to where I guess a lot of people feel like I'm a lot younger than what I am, because the time of when things started happening was later on in my age. Right. Similar to like a 2 Chainz. Right. You understand? Like, you know, when people, you know, they don't really view 2 Chainz as, you know, 40 plus.
He's an OG. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at him, you don't look at him as, hey, this is a same age as Hove. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you don't look at him like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's like the kind of a vibe that people get from me, also, because it took me quite some time to achieve radio because of, I just feel like, you know, people
politics.
Yeah, I guess you could say politics. Yes.
Because I notice a lot with people transitioning or moving through the different stations, that if, you know, you're not liked in the industry, or the people don't know you, they kind of like,
or if you're a threat sometimes to someone else's job.
And I was about to say that because I've seen you DJ, and on set you got for me, your actual blend is crazy. It's nasty, and I'm not saying that just because you're sitting here and I actually know you. I'm saying that because I've seen you on the set tear it down, and people just like in awe of what you do. I always was a club DJ and am a club DJ from start, because that's like I said to you, it was like church parties. You know, that's how I started. Then, you know, the strip club,
and I also did church parties.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just making sure.
No, church parties. That's for me starting, and then it went from party. You know, so, you know, me doing things outside of DJing parties was always side hustles. You know, so, you know, first and foremost, I would always consider myself a club DJ or a party DJ. You know, everything else I do is side hustles. Like when I started selling shirts and then doing mixtapes, they all were side hustles to create income for me, because I never had a job. I didn't want a job. I never felt comfortable working for someone else. My second job, my whole life at my age, was the radio station. Right. You know, it's just and which is really like my first real paycheck. Wow. You know, I never, you know, just was me.
Okay, so now you're on a radio station, you're popping. Everybody knows the Gwynn and God, Prince of New York. What made you create Gwynn and Entertainment? Was it a natural progression, or is it something that you already had in your head years ago?
No, the Gwynnin was a word that me and my friends used to use as children. What it means, that had no meaning. It just was a word that we used.
Yeah.
You understand? Just a word we just used.
Right.
I decided to move that in the forefront, because I feel like naturally, as humans, sometimes it may not be intentional, but sometimes intentionally, we just don't support, just for some odd reason. Right. Even your own friendly fans, and I mean your family and friends. So I used to, me being so key in the clothing business, because I knew how to print shirts and different things to sell at concerts, I used to make shirts that said DJ Self. So sometimes I would sneak on a little DJ Self somewhere on the shirt. So it'll say Jay-Z in the front, and then on the bottom it'll say DJ Self. You know, just for formal promotion.
There you go.
You understand?
That's how you gotta do it. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and if somebody didn't care, you know, they would buy it. So
Right.
I used to have shirts that said DJ Self, and I used to notice that my friends would wear it once, not twice, 2 or 3 times. And I used to be like, damn, why are they only wearing it once? So a couple of my friends was like, yo, they was tired of walking down the street and people say, are you DJ Self? Because at this time, you know, social media and things wasn't there where you could see people's face all the time. Right. So I had to figure out a way to have something that that you know that forms our company, i.e. like even in the evening experience, y'all both used each other's name. But I'm pretty sure somewhere, somehow, either one of you two was the one that came up with the idea. You understand? I doubt if it was just both of y'all at the same time.
He came with the idea. I came with the name.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But let's say if it was the Mac 357 show, he probably wouldn't promote it as much. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and it's not because of hate. It's just naturally like that. So I had to figure out a way to you know, to have it to where my whole team would promote it. And what better way to use a word that me and my whole team used already. So it represented us.
Now, your first artist, Luke Got Cash?
Yes, that's my first artist. Well, I started Gwinnett Entertainment. I started doing a record label because one day, and any DJ that's listening, even you, I want to stress this. Most artists are forgetful, and when I say forgetful, meaning you know, when a lot of times when artists need help, you pull them up, and once they're up, you know, and they at a certain position where they can pull you up, they don't.
Right.
You know, and I would say that's 90% of artists that are in that position to do that. So one day I was driving and I heard Pro Style playing a drop from Trey Songz. Trey Songz had a drop. He was like, yo, shout out to Pro Style. I've been playing my records for 12 years. Salute. I love you, blah, blah, blah. Pro Styles, blah, blah, blah. Wow. So then I'm like, damn, Pro Style been playing this guy's record for 12 years. Trey Songz probably a 10 times millionaire. Pro Style don't even have half that, you know, that, or maybe, I don't know his pockets, but, you know, he may have not even reached $1 million. So I'm like, damn, this is a guy that helped you make $10 million and he has really nothing to show for it from you. You understand? So I figured, I said, damn, I feel like I'm in the same boat. I'm helping a lot of artists achieve their goals, but I'm not getting anything from it. You know, so I said, you know what? From now on, you know, I'm going to open up a record company and do it the business way, like people around me have been doing my whole life. I just been seeing them and helping them move their engine, but not being in the car riding with them. Right. You know, so that's why I said, you know, I'm going to change up. So a year and a half ago, I started going to entertainment. This is still new, so I'm still a new company, rookie company. You know, and the first artist I signed was a girl named Major Galore. She was a singer, and things didn't work out. So the first act that I put out is Lou Got Cash.
Okay.
What a great act, man.
And Lou Got Cash comes from Lost Boys royalty. His father is Pretty Lou from the Lost Boy.
Oh,
so it's like, it comes from.
Okay. All right. Now that makes sense. All right.
So he come from hip hop royalty.
Don't take him down memory lane, man.
Okay. You know who the Lost Boys is?
I don't, unfortunately.
Okay.
No.
That's where the young buck comes in.
Yeah. Well, Lost Boys was a very popular group in the 90s.
Okay.
The 90s.
I was just coming out.
No, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. In the 90s. Very, very popular group.
Right.
You know, so his father just comes from a very popular group.
Right.
What song would he have heard from the Lost Boys?
Wouldn't have heard any
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Nah, I don't think he would have heard that. He's lying to you. Maybe the most popular song that Lost Boys probably made that you heard was probably Lex Coop's Jeeps and the Benz.
Yeah.
All
okay.
my ladies and my men.
Okay, that sounds
Keep
familiar.
your head up.
Okay.
To the hood.
Little
To the
familiar.
East Coast, West Coast.
Okay.
I like Migos.
Never mind. Okay. man down.
Oh, how about Renee?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Renee is their
is
popular record.
the-
I apologize.
You gotta know
Well,
Renee.
actually, that was
I
his joint
forgot.
by solo. He was solo when he did that.
But it was still Lost Boys.
It was still Lost Boys, yeah.
Got you.
I forgot Renee.
Gotcha.
Renee was the big record.
So now I gotta ask you,
Yes.
Love and Hip Hop. How'd that come about?
Okay.
On Scott.
So now I like I said, I'm just talking to the DJs now, and I always try to pride myself on trying to do either what's next or what's new. I'm not the first DJ on Love and Hip Hop, no, but I think I'm the first one to try to capitalize off of the new ways of thinking. So I started seeing that the effect of a DJ isn't the same as it used to, because to become a DJ is very easy now.
Too easy.
Yeah,
These
so
controllers.
so so instead of complaining, I'm not the person to complain. Yo, it's mad. Yo, you should use records. I ain't got time for that. You just adapt.
Right,
You know.
that's right.
So with adaptation for me, I had to figure out a way to keep DJ self in people's ears, in their eyes, and in their mouths, pause, some type of way. So I figured, hey, why don't I do Love and Hip Hop? That's gonna put me on television,
Right.
And so that's what made me start doing that. Like I just wanted to build up
The brand.
the brand.
Right. Now I gotta ask you, Creep Squad. Come on, man. Spill the beans. What's that? What's good with all that?
I don't know what you mean.
Who started it?
I don't know.
Who's in it?
I didn't
Who's
start.
not in
I
it?
didn't.
What's good?
Well, the Creep Squad been around before I was on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
So I couldn't have start a Creep Squad thing or whatever. That's the Creep Squad thing. Is we hang around people on television, but I think the main thing is people think they associate Creep Squad thing with women.
Right.
And I mean, it's a lot of things you could do that's creepy.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? So,
Facts.
Misogynistic. We got it.
and like I'll give you an example. Let's just say us three, we're going to the Apple store and we take an Uber. So we in the Uber. I say, hey, the Uber's outside. I got shotgun. I call you and I tell you I got shotgun. So now I go outside. You're sitting in the front seat. He's sitting in the back. He's only in the back seat there. I'm going to call you a creep. Right? Because you sat in the front seat and I told you I wanted to sit in the front seat. So you're a creep for that.
Right.
So that had nothing to do with females.
Right.
You understand?
I feel you.
So it's still other ways
Right.
that you could be a creep.
Well, I just recently heard you say that you were looking for Gwen in Love. Like
Yeah. So
Mrs. Gwennon.
so now it's just
New
like,
show, Mona. New show. You heard it here first.
So
I'm
it's like
copywriting that.
So it's like as I'm at the age I'm at, I've done things that 6 men will want to have done. I was watching Ric Flair's 30 for 30.
Yes, sir.
And he was like, yo, he slept with 10,000 women.
He
And I
not
was
lying.
like,
Nuts.
I said,
He not
damn,
lying.
I was like, damn, God, I got to catch up to him. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But, I got a little roster too. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, but the only thing I haven't done is like kind of like settle down with one person. So I'm like, you know what? I'm at the age that I can't run around and compete with 24-year-olds like I used to. You have more energy than me. I may have more capital, but you have more energy than me. I got time for the brain wrestling games and stuff. I'm not the type to go somewhere and hope that I get something. I want to make sure it's going to get done.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I'm in a different place. 24, I went there like, yeah, I'm on the hunt.
Yeah.
You understand?
Up for
the
At my
challenge.
age now, there's no challenge. Listen, I'm securing the win.
Yes, sir.
Before we move forward, I want to shout out Real Rec Radio for giving us the opportunity to be here a little bit longer today because we
Yeah.
appreciate them.
For sure.
And once again, like to shout out 87.9 Real Deal FM for having us on for an extra hour, giving us that time slot again to do what we're doing right now. As well as the Matrix Studios Network for having
Hey, we even got
As well as-
And the sweet barbecue
There we go.
down the block. We deliver.
once again the
Tasty
Gwinnett guy
cornbread.
is in the building. You know he is.
Yeah.
Tasty cornbread.
But the thing is now you have Mariah Lynn.
I have Mariah Lynn, Dream Doll,
Yes,
Adria,
Dream
and
Doll.
Lou Got Cash.
Yes, Adria. Yes. When you select your artist, what are you looking for?
Hustle. Hustle, and sometimes people say you should look for talent. You should look for talent. But there's a lot of people that got talent, but just don't have no hustle and no drive. And nowadays, the talent is 10% of music nowadays. It's great that you have talent, but that's not everything that you need. So you could be a person that have talent, but not lookable on the eye. So if you're not lookable on the eye, then people want to also see you, not only hear you. So maybe the talent, you may be great for just writing for somebody. You understand?
Well, if you look at half of them cats that are out now, a little tugboat, I call them Yachty and all, they ain't picturesque. But,
all right, but
they
that's
got
to
talent.
you. That's to
They got
you.
talent.
Right,
The reason why I'm saying that's
Unless
to
you're
you,
blind.
Don't
but
get me
no,
started,
that's
man.
just to you because a lot of times girls go crazy. Oh, these guys are so dreamy. They
Because
look cute.
They up on the screen, bro.
Listen, what I'm telling you.
They drunk with power.
It has to be a reason why kids, and I say kids are dreading their hair and sponging their hair and stuff. It has to be a reason. Because that's what the youth
blind.
likes. No, because it was a point in time where in my life, if I had a part or something like that, and the older women or my mother, what you putting that dumb thing in your head for, like a part or a half moon or whatever. So it's just what the times are. That's what people like now.
Before we move forward, I just want to open up the phone line 718-239-9200. If you want to holler at the Gwen and God and just ask him a few questions since he's sitting here. If you got anything that you want to ask him, maybe one or two things about love and hip hop or something of that nature.
You can ask me anything. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Anything you want to ask? You sure?
Yeah, man.
It's nothing below the belt. It's nothing.
Actually,
Nah, go ahead, DJ.
Actually, I want to get into this new joint right here, Self just blessed kid with. So.
Oh, which the 2 Chainz?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So 2 Chainz, I it's my homeboy.
Exclusives.
I've heard, me and 2 Chainz is very, very super cool. So it was a point. It was a time where I wanted to do something for hip hop, and I approached him, and I was just like, "Yo, we was talking about Mobb Deep, and we got Havoc to come and replay a classic beat that he did, and we kind of like did an ode to a song called Getaway from 2 Chainz. So it's not it's not a freestyle. Like we actually did the beat and everything over ourselves. So it's like
Gwen and Entertainment made this.
I didn't write it. No,
but the beat.
I didn't know. Havoc made it. Havoc himself. Okay. Yeah, replayed the beat. So it's a lot different from the original. Sounds the same, but it's modernized.
Okay.
So you can get Titty Boy here. You get him here?
If I don't know about the Bronx, because sometimes they be scared to come. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Yeah, I get you to shake his hand.
Come on, man. It's valid over here. He's valid in the Bronx.
I hear that.
Yo, once again, it's your boy Mac357 and your boy
Big Chuck in the building.
And once again, the Gwen of God is here. Gwen and Entertainment, love and hip hop. He's doing it all. One day I'm gonna be just like him. Power 105. Shout out to Power 105. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. Yeah. Shout out to Angie Martinez. Once again, always doing things that are philanthropic.
Shout out to DJ Will, DJ Nori. Those my guys.
Oh yes.
Right.
But also, I want to talk about, and the reason why I'm talking about people who are doing great efforts. I noticed that you had a give back in Brooklyn.
Yeah, all right. So the Brooklyn give back, I've done several give backs, but the Brooklyn give back, my daughter now she sees what I'm doing as far as music wise, and she's seen people that been around me. 'Cause she's older now, so she's seen people that been around me that I've helped grow, and she see their success. So I think now she wants to be a singer. She hasn't finished school yet. So I told her that she should finish school, and I don't think she understood why. Like, she just kept thinking I was hating on her. Like, oh, you hating on me? Why you can't do this for me like you do for them? And I'm like, yo, you have to finish school. But she, for some reason, her mind just don't get the you got to finish school thing. So in Brooklyn, this particular point wasn't my neighborhood. It was in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I'm from Fort Greene. Right. So I decided to grab some money from that I've made. I've made a substantial amount of money over the past 2 years. So I said, let me give some back, and I bought book bags and school supplies for the whole area of Brooklyn.
Real.
Amen.
That's real.
I also know that as a youth, and I'm just telling everybody that I've done things in my life that I'm not proud of. Right. So I feel like, you know, I've been blessed to even still be here, not in jail. I wouldn't say dead. I wasn't doing nothing to get killed. But you know, a lot of my friends, I tell, like, a lot of people, a lot of my friends that I grew up with, they're not dead. Most of them is just messed up. Right. You understand? Like, damn, you doing that bad? Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's just like, I've been fortunate to not be in that hole where, damn, you messed up like that. Like, you know, just messed up pocket-wise, just, you know, living horrible and things like that. So I felt like, let me just give back. So in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, I gave away maybe 60 to 70,000 book bags. And I put on like a big concert and gave them nutritious food.
Lisa was there on that one?
No, this was a thing that I was a part of in the Bronx.
Okay.
I didn't. In actuality, I don't take credit for the Bronx one because I didn't put up my capital for it. So, you know, I was a part of it. I helped.
You gave your time.
I gave my time. Yeah, but you know, I mean, you can give time. You know,
and that's, listen, at the status, and not to cut you off, but the status that you are in this industry, the amount of you know, people that you know and the different people that you've been a part of, giving your time, it can be equal as to giving your cash.
Yeah, but I mean, at that time I was doing creep squad things, so it just was like, all right, this set aside, I'm not going to lay down with this chick or whatever. So I felt like it's a greater deal to be, you know, do something for the Bronx. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So okay. I know you're trying to, you know, make me look the greatest.
Yeah, I'm trying. You know? All right.
You know?
Yo, I have to say once again, thank you for being here.
Nah, thanks for having me. I know y'all had a lot of DJs up here. He always throw stuff in my face. Like, I had this DJ here, I just got here. I know you better come here. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come. I got you, God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I had this person here. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
And definitely want to have you back because, yo, your Gwen tales. Yo,
Oh, I got a lot.
Yo, I love them stories. But
I got a whole bunch.
There is, we will be back. I'm just letting you know, we are coming back at another segment, but there's going to be, once again, Real Rec Radio. We appreciate them giving us a little bit of their time.
Why they can't come inside here, too?
Because without them, well, Real Rec, come on in.
Yeah, come inside.
Step in this place. All right, so once again, this is Frenchie from Real Rec Radio.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, yo, it's French. I'm in the building.
Where you from?
I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, because you did the step. That's the Brooklyn step right there, kid. I'm in the building.
I be around some goons sometimes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. When somebody do the step, I pay attention to body movements. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the building. You know what I'm saying?
I have a bad habit of doing the step.
You see, she did a step again.
The hand clap and the. I did that earlier, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I gotta be professional.
Nah, be you. That's what they like. They like you to be you. You know what I'm saying?
Going on, your boy Lansky, Real Rec Radio.
I'm Aquarius. I like long walks in the park. I like to go on dates.
Sometimes.
And you got some good smoke.
First of all, shout out to the evening experience where we're having amazing guests. Every time they're here, they have dope guests on DSN. So shout out to them for that.
That's what I was saying. I'm out there like, yo, let me find out. I'm like, yo, he the plug up in here. I'm about to go holler at him.
That's not what she said.
Right to my mother.
She said, I don't know how I'm going to tell Mayans, but I'm about to leave him and get
This is your swan song.
No, none of that.
Is there any questions you want to ask the Gwen God? Why is there?
Why y'all always push me first? Like,
Because you asked.
You know what? Let's throw it out there.
IG and Instagram, we're talking your creep stuff.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes.
Since she said I'll be quiet, you know I'll be always turned up. Really not a big fan of reality TV.
Love and hip hop.
But my lady definitely watches. So when she
before you even ask the question, right? Let me tell you something. Every guy say that, and they watch it. That's the number one thing a guy. Yo, I don't really watch it, but my girlfriend watch it. Every dude say that.
I'm official. I enjoy it.
Okay,
I'm official.
but I'm just saying. But you put the disclaimer. Every guy do that.
Because it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yo, I don't really watch it, but my girl watch it though, and she make me watch it, right?
Not make, but I enjoy it once it's on.
I guess.
My question to you, brother, is Mariah Lynn, the homie that she brung to the release party.
Talk about recent time.
Recent.
Okay. Let me say this.
Okay.
Contractually, I'm not liable to talk about what happened after episode 1 and 2.
Okay. So I'm gonna just throw it out there.
Okay. Contractually.
Yeah. He looked lame.
Okay.
There. Was he lame after that? That's all I wanted to know.
That's what did you
Okay,
said.
all right, yeah, 'cause that was crazy. That was crazy. Any man that's out there acting like that in a business situation where you're making money, when your woman is, let's address that, when your woman is making money, don't embarrass your woman. Because if she's out there making money, that means she's making money for the family. Listen, man, the earth is flat unless we around, and we means together. So your ladies making money, play your part for that position. Man. That's all I'm saying. Let's throw it out there.
That sounds like a love and hip hop watching, not a girl watching. I'm just keeping it real.
That comes from a man that get money, and around women that get money.
Okay.
So sometimes you gotta play the position so the money can come in the bag. That's all it is.
I got you.
Now, there's another radio show that's here, so come on in and introduce yourself.
Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Thank you.
No, use them. I was just saying.
You want me to do? I'm Tish Love from Get to Know Me, and I'm on after. No,
So
I'm
you
on
there
after
early?
Podcast.
That's good.
Yes, I'm here early.
Uh-huh.
I'm not always early, but I decided to try to change my life today.
Okay. All right, that's what's up.
I come in on time, but shout out to you guys. You guys are doing your thing.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to the Gwyneth team. Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You
good?
So how is it not?
Oh.
I just want to know, like,
How is it
like, on the show without the Creep Squad now? Is because you seem like you chilling this season. Like
I've been chilling last season too.
Last season was a little crazy. I don't know.
I was chilling last season. Don't do that. What was I doing last season?
Chilling a little. Yeah, you was chilling.
I was chilling.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think that, like I was telling him, I think the word Creep Squad, that's the first thing in your mind. I think like chicks
Creeping.
and all that stuff. It was a whole season. I'd have no girlfriend, no nothing. You understand?
you
It was a whole season, like, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm just like I don't know if you watch or follow, the DJ Self experience, but and me, so now it's just like, I felt like it's just a point in time in my life where it's like, now I need to find one girl.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So you're done with the
Creep
Creep Squad.
So how has that been going?
Well, the creep squad thing had nothing to do with women on my end.
I was about to say but okay, on your end. I
don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I can't be accountable for another man's doing.
What did it mean to you? What did being a creep mean to you?
I gave him an example, right? I give you another example also,
Okay.
right? So if we here at DSN, right, and there should be, if they don't, then we're gonna have to fight for it, right? A refrigerator, a kitchen with a refrigerator, and I write my name and say DJ sells food, right, in the refrigerator. I put it in the refrigerator, and you come in, you eat my food. You a creep.
I'm a creep.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're a creep. Why would you eat my food?
So that's things you did.
I've done things that absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
That
you understand?
creepy
Yeah.
Right.
I've showed you at being Creep Squad. I've showed you nothing that had nothing to do with women because I wasn't dating anyone for the past 2 years.
Okay.
Right?
I'll take
Okay,
it.
so now you're not trying to be a creep anymore.
I'm not as far as women.
As far as women,
that's
he's
what
still
I'm
gonna eat your
saying.
food. He said,
I would absolutely.
eat your food in the refrigerator.
I am the guy. Let
Let
me tell you something. I am the guy. If you had me in your house, right, and you said, and I went in your refrigerator, I'm that guy that would take your orange juice, swig it with my mouth, turn the top, and put it back in. I am that creep guy that would do that.
Why would you
Absolutely.
do that?
Because that's
You
just
don't
what I
know
do. I'm just telling you.
Hold on, we got a caller. Hold on.
I am that person that would do that.
There's a call on the phone.
Who is that?
Hello.
Yo, hello, who this?
It's your boy B Freaky from TMI Radio. What's good?
Be freaky.
Be freaky.
Be freaky.
Hey,
Yo, what's
be
up,
freaky.
freaky?
B Freaky from TMI Radio. Be Freaky, you can't be freaky. You can't what up?
From Team My Radio.
Yeah, time to take his phone off a speakerphone.
You gotta take
Yeah.
your phone off a speaker. We can't hear you.
I'm not on the speaker. What you saying that?
So you gotta get you an iPhone 10.
You got Metro PPS?
That shit's got real crazy now. You about to feel super still. Get to the question.
It's the iPhone 8. Don't do that.
Don't do
Oh,
that.
you got money. Oh, it's the 8. My bad. The X just
Wow.
came out. But you don't got money, though, because I only got after 6 right now. Times is
I
hard.
get back ordered. I got back ordered on the X. Don't worry.
Oh, all right.
Do you have a question for DJ
I
Self?
just wanted to ask DJ Self a quick question, and I wanted to shout out the Even Experience. Y'all doing your thing.
Word. Appreciate it.
I had a question. On Love and Hip Hop, why everybody in the studio but new songs never come out?
Say it again. I didn't hear what you
Why
said.
everybody in the studio every episode but they'll never drop no songs?
All right,
or
now
they play other people's songs on the show.
All right, I'm glad you asked that question, right? I feel like I got an echo somewhere in there, but it's cool. I'm glad he asked that question, and I think that the main thing with the artists on the show is they don't prepare themselves well when they do that show. They have great intent on doing their music and different things like that. I just think that they rely too much on the show to promote their music. I think that's the main problem. So I think the mistake is people feel like, they don't never pop or they don't never come out. It's just that people, and I said this earlier, talent is 5 to 10% of the music business. You also have to know where to go, how to put it out, and how to do different things. And I think the mistake is these artists, a lot of them don't know how to go about doing their music. I did feel like, they just put it on the television and it's going to go. And it's not like that. They have to come to DSN, they have to come to him, they have to come to all different, places to promote their music. And I think that sometimes they don't do that. And it goes both ways. And sometimes, let's say like a DSN or whatever, and I'm not putting y'all on blast, but y'all ask me so many questions about Love and Hip Hop and nothing about music. So that means a lot of times media just promotes Love and Hip Hop so much that you don't even get a chance to ask the artist about their song.
Right.
So that's why their songs don't ever go anywhere, because the platform of Love and Hip Hop is so much more spotlighted that people care about Creep Squad and things like that as opposed to the music. Right. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, you have Dream Doll on there now, and you have Jacquay. And
Luke
they
got
both Luke got Lou's not on there. Lou's not on there. They both have like a dope work ethic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And Dream Doll, she dropped her mixtape before the show.
Yeah,
so
because
like,
I've learned by, this is my 3rd season in doing this, so I've learned that the first season, of course, this is our learning season. I've learned the do's and the don'ts. Then the 2nd season, I've learned the effects of the do's and the don'ts. So this 3rd season, I've learned, okay, I'm not going to depend on the show to promote this music. Why? Because just how the caller just said, how come people call in and blah blah blah? Because if the first time you heard Dream Doll rap was on the show, the first thing you would think is, oh, she's just doing it for the show. So that's why I made sure that all her music and different things came out before you even seen her on the show.
One of the first days that you
hello?
go ahead.
Question, why you didn't bring Dream Doll if she's from the hood?
Say it again.
Oh, he said, why you didn't bring Dream Doll?
She's from Basin, so why you ain't bring her through?
Well, Dream Doll right now, she's filming something for BET, so that's why she didn't. And she currently came up, she got her she got some bread, so now she's she moved.
She was just in Hawaii.
Yeah, she was in Hawaii. Yeah, so she got some bread. She got some bread, so she moved. She's no longer working in the strip club. Also, she quit all that. She has some bread. And that's another thing. Like, people don't say, "Hey, Self, you help a couple females,
Yes,
get out
did.
the strip club."
You did.
Not you. I'm talking to this cast right here. Only reason that's the only reason. I'm just talking about this cast. You understand? Okay.
Real quick, just elaborate on that.
Listen, you can ask me any question.
I totally, hold on.
Okay, yeah, put the drink down.
I totally agree with you.
Okay.
But we stepped in the mix after the interview was going on. Now, if it was something that was scheduled, we would definitely ask about your artist, things going on.
But that was the first couple of questions you asked.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
First of all, you being DJ Self, we already know you're established. As a DJ, you're known. You're popping. Now, hold on.
Yes.
The show Love and Hip Hop might overshadow other things going on as far as the artists that you're doing. I apologize for that, because I asked the question.
You don't have to apologize.
No,
Okay.
because the first question I asked was about the lame shit homie did.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying, because that was my
Lame
question.
stuff. We're on FM radio. Stuff.
That things happen. You know what I mean? So excuse me. But if the interview started from the beginning, I would definitely had a layout of things that actually
But what I
artists
was
that you
I
did.
understand that, but what I'm just explaining to him is sometimes people don't have enough time for layout. So is we collectively I've asked maybe 6 questions and all 6 of them had something to do with
I
the
agree.
television.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So a lot of times people don't know how to defer and get into the music like how I did. You understand what I'm saying? Like, now I turned it into the music. So, and some people that's on the show is not intelligent enough to convert back to their music. You understand? And they just talk about the show all day.
I get what
Mona
you're
did this,
saying.
Mona did that, da. Nah, I'm trying to sell some music. I don't care what Mona did. I'm trying to sell some music.
On the show, you're the only one that's actually focusing on business.
Because
there's a
I
lot
like
of
money.
There you go. There's a lot of clownery going on. You know what I mean? So hats off to you for that, brother. Definitely.
Well, I definitely want to say this. I always turn it back to music because of the fact that I love music. And I will tell you this. When you first put out Lou
Got Cash.
We were up here, and we played his song. And I've been waiting on the other ones, but I know you've been busy.
Lou Got Cash, Mariah Lynn, Dream Doll, and Adria.
Correct. I've been. Well, actually, I have Adria's song.
Yes.
We played
Adria
up here.
is a singer. She's 21, a young singer from Queens that I found. And me doing television also helped me build up the confidence that I could say, hey, you know what? I can make stars out of people. I told them, and I'll let you know just in case y'all just coming in, my company is maybe a year and a half old. I've been on television for 3 years. And this, so this is the halfway mark, and I just started doing music as far as a record company because I've learned the do's and the don'ts. And, like I said, the second season, I saw the effects of the do's and don'ts. And now this time is me to reap the benefits of what I've learned.
And as well as we have another show outside, and I'm going to probably call the name wrong.
Who, these girls?
No.
Tips and Bartenders?
No.
Yeah, they from the club. I know them.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Remember, no creeping. All right.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm Gucci.
So if you're looking for Gwen and Love, right here on the Evening Experience, if you find, send up a picture, send up something, and I'll try to see if I can get it to the Gwen and
Well, Gwen for Love. I got
Gwen for Love.
We do have a Instagram, a Gwen for Love Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gwen for Love Instagram. Make sure
But I'm not keen on promoting other social media. I have a website. It's called WeGwenentertainment.com. I don't own these other social media, so I'm not gonna be here promoting other people's. I'd rather promote what I own. So that's what I own. So I want to promote that.
Shout out to the Matrix Studios Network for having the Evening Experience
absolutely.
every
That's what we
week.
should be promoting all day up here. You know what I'm saying?
So download that dsnbx app and take the opportunity to do what you do best
all day.
and
promote
watch
that
us.
all day.
All right.
Absolutely. I'm with that. And I like your question. Any question? Because you seem like the
sparky one.
Not the sparky one, like the average consumer. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, he trying to hit me with the intelligent right there. You got the brown in there.
Excuse me, I like to ask you a question.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll make sure we good to go.
I'm different.
I like that.
I like to do, like, I like to bring you all around, bring you up.
Nah, but to keep it real, I like to keep, you know what I'm saying? Word to my mama.
Hold up. Once again, we have a caller that's calling. Once again, this is the Evening Experience. Your boy Mac 357 and your boy Big Chuck.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, boo?
Hey, what's up?
Who is this?
I wanted to know, how did you like that city record, Drez featuring Jim Jones?
I to be honest with you, I heard it, but I didn't listen to it, and I don't want to pass judgment on a song that I didn't listen to. I just heard it because we were here in the studio, and there was a lot of things that we was talking, and I was on.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, and I was talking, and I was on my phone, so I didn't listen to it. I just heard it. From what I heard, it sounded cool, but I don't want to give a definitive answer for something that I didn't listen to.
Got you. I thought it was a dope record. I just wanted to hear what your intake was on it.
Okay.
She thought it was a dope record.
No, I heard that part. Yeah, all right, cool.
Any questions for the Gwen and God? Okay, she left. All right.
She wanted to promote that record. As you should.
I didn't really
As you
listen
should.
to
So you ain't got no questions? You good?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I just want to make sure. Nah, because you know, it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
She on Facebook going crazy.
Yo,
Uh-oh.
do that.
You on blast now, girl. You on blast.
Oh my God, everybody's always putting me on blast. Like,
Yep.
I just have my random.
Go ahead.
As far as music, this is from social media and everything else. I watch the show, but I know like there's a lot of backhand stuff that goes on. It can't just be what's on the show. But do you have any regrets, or maybe things should have been different between you and Cardi B?
You know what it is? I think that the mistake people make is they feel like television is what's real.
But that's why I disclaimed it and said I know that there's things,
Yeah,
but that's just what people say. So this is me.
I'm cool.
You know, this is me saying.
Well,
this is
the one
it.
thing I would say is in that situation, I think the mistake people make is I didn't have a record company or the know-how to do certain things. I didn't also know that that things would go the way that it went because we're all new. So when I say that, we all coming in here, and this could be the new Breakfast Club. You understand? And it's just, we may not even take advantage of it because we ain't paying attention to that. We just here trying to make some money. When I first did Love and Hip Hop, they asked me to do it, and I took it upon myself to grab people who I thought was great, and she was a part of that. So,
So you did help her.
Absolutely, of course. Maybe 50% of the cast at the time, I was the plug on getting on television. So everybody that's on that show that I helped, somehow, somewhere I helped. You understand? Putting them on television. Now, if somebody said, oh, you should have signed the person, I didn't have a company to sign anyone to. So there's no way that I could have signed. And I didn't have the knowledge or the care for it. Why? Because at that time I'm just here, I'm trying to get a check. I'm on television my first time. But now, you see that, damn, this is a business. You can make some money off of it.
Right.
You understand? So it's like, oh snap, let me make some money.
Exactly.
You understand? So let me but I ain't broke.
That's
Hello.
right. That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's something I've heard all the time over and over.
No,
like,
I hear it too.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear it a lot, but I smile and laugh because it's funny because you see the effect of television that it has on people's lives, where people, there's, you could say they believe what they want to believe, because if Kevin Hart plays a police officer and shoots somebody, you wouldn't believe that. But if you see something on Love and Hip Hop, you pick and choose what you want to believe. Some things you be like, oh, that's fake. Oh, that's real. Like you pick and choose what you want to, believe that's real. So, it's cool with me.
Right.
I don't know.
So what's the advice that you give? Because I know your artists now, because they're pretty young, and this generation is kind of crazy, and I know it might be hard to deal with people their age. Like, what's the advice that you give them for the best guidance?
The first thing is just prepare yourself, and after you prepare yourself, practice. Some people don't like to practice; they just like to wing it. You understand? Like, he said something that's very important. He was like, "Yo, if I knew you was here, I would have a whole." A whole itinerary, ready for you. And some people just come and just wing it. You understand? Like even me coming here, I also knew that some people would ask certain questions. I also knew that, somebody's gonna ask me a Creep Squad question. Somebody would ask me a Cardi question. People, I already know what people, so I prepare myself to not sound ignorant. You understand? And also tell the truth, because I know nowadays everything could be recorded. So it's like, oh, you lied. That's not what happened. Blah blah blah. You understand? So I know.
The artists do it every day.
Yeah. So I know. So it's just preparing yourself, and then just hustle hard. A lot of people are fake busy. And and it's just like, you doing, what are you doing so much in your life that you can't get to a promised land? And sometimes you get too old where it's too late. You 40 something years old and it's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I was the one, or I used to do this, and I don't never want to be, and I don't want nobody around me, the person I used to do this, get it done.
That's why I hate when people do that.
Well,
I don't want to talk
part
about
of the
that.
example.
3 years ago.
Part of the example I would tell you is this. If you look at DJ Self's grind, he never stopped. He persevered because of the fact that he never stopped. If you listen to some of the things that he says to people, some of the things that he talks about in interviews, he always talks about working hard. He started working hard on something that he saw the value in. And I tell people all the time, don't just do something just to do it. Do something that you have passion for. And yes, you can be successful and have great money at it, but do something that you have a passion for because you put that much more effort into it.
Right.
And I saw that, I got a passion to make people careers, flourish. And I also said this, and I'm saying this again because y'all probably didn't hear, is a certain time I didn't know I had that power. or I didn't have the confidence in doing it. You know, and you guys may feel the same way I felt a couple years ago as far as radio. You know, you come in like, oh, I'm just gonna do some radio, blah blah blah. But you know, this radio, this microphone is very powerful, and sometimes people take advantage of it. Even if it's 2 people listening, you know, it's still very very powerful.
Right.
You know, and people don't understand that. You know, and in my lifetime, a lot of things I've done, I didn't pay attention to the power I had. People tell me all the time, yo, you could do this, you did this for this. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, and now, you know, I'm really like, oh, okay, I've done this. And now I'm seeing the fruits of, you know, things that I've done for people.
Experience. It's experience. You know, like everything you go through, you know, sometimes you just have to be. Sometimes you have to go through stuff to, you know, get you to like from point A to point B. That's what I tell everybody. I just be like, you know, you got to go through a few things before you like actually find what it is that you like, yo, this is what I'm here for. Like, and then you begin to love it. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, everything just starts flourishing. You know what I'm saying?
So what we're going to do right now is
well, this is not your time now. It's their time. I apologize. Keeping it real. Like you went over the time, so it's really not your time.
Listen.
I'm just being honest.
You should just stay
just
all the way
keeping
up
it veal.
until get to know me.
Listen.
I'm keeping it veal.
Gwenning. Gwen and God.
Keeping it veal.
Thank you, veal.
All right.
I like chicken. Anyway.